Hey guys, it's me, it's Constance with Charming Custom Crafts here on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. And I know you're probably getting tired of my Christmas, and I have a few more yet to do. A couple of them that's sitting over there ready to go. And my centerpiece, we are finishing that up because I have the pieces here and it needs to be done, and the glass here, we have to clean that up. Yeah, that's got to be done. It's holding up my last two boxes. But I have some things that I told you that I promised you that I was going to put up in my last 3 videos. And those videos have actually been sitting here for me to put up. And I just posted them. And I actually did those videos a while ago, but I posted them finally today. But I've had these things done, these ashtrays that I wanted to show you. But I'm going to be mailing one out to somebody. Actually, both of them are actually called for, but I'm sharing them with you guys today because I am now selling resin products, and it is my new medium. It's one of 2 new mediums, or 3 mediums that I am working with, and resin is my new projects, but if you guys are interested, I am selling this particular style for $25 custom, and I will use up to 3 colors, and only 3 colors for this price. When I get into more than 3 colors, it's going to be $2 extra, but up to 3 colors for $25 shipped. Jeez, Jeff. 3 colors, $25 shipped. And hi, Mickey. I have a box here for somebody else. But these are really cool. One of them is a Christmas present. The other one is for my brother. My brother does not smoke. The other person does smoke. I obviously, you guys know I smoke. I'm actually going to be making one for myself. And if somebody calls for it before, in my next video, I'll sell it and I'll make myself another one. And that's just fine. And I'm selling it for $25 because I'm going the extra mile on them. And what I mean, if you smell them right now, it doesn't smell like resin. Resin really don't have a smell except when you're mixing it and it's drying. But I'm going the extra mile because I'm putting engine paint gloss on it, and it's because it has a burn factor of over 500 degrees depending on which one you do. So it's an extra factor of protecting the resin for over 500 degrees. So if you are a smoker, you'll appreciate that, because all types of plastic of sorts will melt, and resin is a style of plastic. So I wanted to protect it an extra step. So I coated the entire surface, and I will coat all of my ashtrays with a fire glaze. I coat my fireplaces with fire glaze, and my fire bricks for my kilns with my fire pit with the same stuff. For up to 1200 degrees, 5 to 1200 degrees. My fireplace that's behind me, I actually use this entire glaze on that. So this is the same stuff that I actually used on the fireplace that's sitting behind me. So I'm going to show you both of these so that you guys can get an idea. This is the most badass ashtray. I am going to be doing more styles. I actually have 3 molds right now, but even that, I can do so much with them. So I'm only going to show 2 in 2 different videos, or 2 of these styles. I have 2 skulls to show you in this video. Normally I would separate it into 2 different videos, but I'm going to be kind and do 2 in this video. I do have a different one I'm going to share. Mickey's being slick. What are you doing, Mick? Hi, Mickey. What you doing? He's being funny. Take a picture of that. No? You hiding? Oh, you're so funny. He's being funny tonight, guys. You guys know how he likes to steal the show? Whether I'm on my Facebook page or not. Look at that. Oh, he's so funny. If I'm doing a video on YouTube, he does this. If I'm doing it on Instagram, he does this. If I'm doing it on my Facebook, he still he likes to steal the show. Mickey. Yeah. Well, Justin's birthday was yesterday, and he had to steal the show. So I'm gonna pull back from him. So I had a blast. So I wanted to share different ways I can do this. Of course, I can do it in a solid color, both clear. I can do it in solid colors. I can do it with all kinds of little goodies inside, and you'll see that in the next video. So I made one for Bailey's husband because he's a smoker. Now, he originally said he wanted just black, and I'm going, dude, this thing's got way too much detail on it. It's the reason why I bought the mold. And I used to have a ceramic shop, so this was easy for me to just translate right into it. It doesn't get obviously as hot. Obviously, resin does get very hot, but obviously it doesn't get as hot, and I don't have to rev up the oven. And I'm going to get into more things I just don't have for the resin, the space right now, because I have to reorganize my craft room, take it apart and antique the walls and do the ceiling and put my blinds in. Once I do that, then the room's going to be good to go for me to have 3 spaces for sewing and electric cutting machine, and then a dirty space in the center table for me to have all this stuff, and I'm gonna have a lot more space. But and I told him, I said, man, I told Bailey, I said, no, man, I gotta add another color to it. I said to do straight black would just really suck. And I said, what about gold? And he's like, nah, I don't want that. I said, well, dude, I'm gonna add something to it. So I did add white to it because of the skull. So sorry, man, I really had to do it. So this is what I did. I mean, this design, I'm gonna show you the inside. And I added a little glitter, man, so sorry, dude. I added a little bit of glitter. It just reminds me of my diamond glue. So my son's putting dishes away. So if he does not like this one, he does have the choice in the other one, because my brother did want one, because my brother does have people that come over and smoke. But I don't think my brother wanted it for that. I think he just wanted it because of the skulls. But it has the space for the cigarette butts right here. And then over here. And then one here. So it has 3 places for cigarette butts. And I tried to ombre it, and as it was cooling, obviously, I put it down around the sides, and I kept babysitting it. And then rubbing it up in there, but this thing is cool. Do you see the skulls? And then the white flames. It just reminded me of Game of Thrones and almost a French influence of the skulls up in the walls underneath the French buildings. But I don't think it would have had the same influence if I just would have done white. Or the pearlescent. I think the pearlescent would have looked funny for a guy. I really did. But having, and it doesn't even give it the really cool effect that I really wanted to do. So, I mean, it does have the pearlescent to it, but I did, and even the video is not doing it justice. I'm trying to get it to, there we go. It has the pearlescent with some glitter, even without it. It just, some of the glitter just settled down in the flames because the mold goes this way. And I'll get to the bottom in a minute. So I let one color settle down in it, and I kept moving it around so that I can get it down in the skulls on the side. And I kept moving it around while it was cooling. So it is in the side skulls. And then as it dried, I made sure that it was in the center skull. And it is definitely 3-dimensional. You can put your finger down in his mouth. So if he needs to flick his butt and take off the cherry, you can flick the butt up or take it down in here, because you can feel the teeth. I mean, you can definitely, guys, if you are a smoker, you can feel these teeth. The teeth are rough. You can feel them. So if you are looking to want one of these ashtrays, and the flames are in here, there are no skulls on the inside except the main one. These are all flames. So this is only a two color. Now, of course, if you guys wanted me to, I can kind of do it in 3 colors this way. And if you want it more than one, of course, I could do it different ways. And I'll show you this other one here in a minute. Now, as it was drying, I let this settle and I waited about 8-9 hours, and then I went back in and I did do the pearl black. That is pearl black. Now, I tried to heat off the bubbles, but bubbles are just gonna pop up. Now, I do not have a pressurized heating pot, so that's a reason why. And again, I had to be careful because of deep pouring, and this is considered deep pour. But I think it came out amazing. The one thing I did like about the engine paint, that it did, because usually when you pour this has very sharp tips. It did knock these down a little bit because the sharp tips were very, very sharp. And though I liked rubbing my hands up against it, these are still very sharp. Not as sharp because of the engine gloss. And it will help with high heats. So if you're a smoker, you know what I mean with leaving your cigarettes down in here. It will help tremendously if you just leave it here. There should not be a burn mark. Now, I have not tested the theory, but I will be. But even that resin will hold. But I made damn sure that it can handle heat by putting engine gloss. It's just gloss. I could have put matte on it, but resin in general, epoxy resin in general, is shiny. So it was already shiny. Most engine paint or fire brick paint, fire brick paint can come in black or any kind of colors, but it can become in matte and glossy. Engine paint is the same thing. I chose engine paint because of the project I was working on my fireplace back here. Normally I would get fire brick paint or stone paint, but I needed something that can take high heat when I did this project. If you're on my Facebook page, you watch me do this project. If you're here on YouTube, you didn't see me do this project. When I bought this fireplace, I bought it used. It's a heater, electric heater. It's a fireplace. When I got it, that looked like cheap coal, cheap plastic coal. I completely took this apart. If you're on my Facebook page, you've seen this, but since you're not on my Facebook page, if you're in here on YouTube, I completely took this whole thing apart. It looked like somebody threw milk up in there and completely stained it. I completely took it apart, had to redo the whole screen. So I had to use fire paint, grill paint for that. Like you would put in your grill and redo your grill. I redid the whole thing. And everybody, if you want to go to my YouTube page, it's on there. It'll be back about probably a year. And I redid the whole fireplace. So some of that's on it. And if you look, this is travertine. What I did is I made it to look like that, and you can watch the live video that I did on that. So feel free to go back and look, and now it looks like real travertine. And I told you what I just did. You would have never known that I did that. But it looked like cheap plastic coal, but now the way I completely did it, you now can see that it looks like the travertine on my floor. Tell me it doesn't look real. And what I did is I put heat paint up against it, which is the same paint that is engine paint gloss. It's the same thing that I put on my ashtrays here. And so I'm gonna show you the one to my left here in a second. So this just happened to be where some of the glitter settled in some of the tips. So Bailey's husband is gonna get to choose between the one with the black and white. And then of course I made this one. And this one to me, I think is cooler. Because this one also reminds me of Game of Thrones. This one reminds me of the blue dragon, the ice dragon, the dead dragon. because this one has the clear blue. And you can, and it's funny because the engine paint actually made the epoxy clear when I sprayed it on. And then this is a purple, and it started blending in, and that is actually a black, the epoxy black, the pearlized black. But I think it actually came out better. Of course, that's where you put a syrup. This is slightly sticky down in there. But I actually think this one came out even cooler. I love how the purple, it's like a mystic purple. There's another place to put a syrup. I think it came out cool because this one really does remind you of Game of Thrones with the dragons. And that's just where the pearlized settled. And when I do these, I have to go in because of where the mold is, and I have to go in and take my Dremel and shave this off, and then I have to take my table grinder. My husband got me a table grinder and buffer, and I have to go in and buff it all out. So it's not like, oh, pour and then that's it. So it takes me a while to actually do all this stuff. So I have to take my table grinder, and I have to take my Dremel and then my buffer. So it takes me a while. It takes a lot of time. But I personally think this one's cooler. So Bailey, you have to show your husband this. And give him the opportunities. Like the skull head is like ice. So, I mean, again, I'm considering doing one in like red and yellow and orange, and I may put like gold leafing in here somewhere. So I will do 3 colors, and I have like metallic flakes that I was thinking about doing. I have metallic flakes and rose gold and a little bit of rose gold. I have copper and silver and gold, but I have a little bit of rose gold, but I'm definitely thinking about taking some flaking and just rubbing it down into some of these skeletons. But I think it just, I just think it's so cool. So again, if you guys want one of these, it'll be $25 shipped, up to 3 colors. If you want it solid clear, I'll do solid clear. Or if you just want the skull in a different color in solid clear. And I'm gonna be getting pipettes and getting more into details down in here. But again, I can feel like the sharp teeth. And you can see, and I could show it on this one's probably easier. You can see like one of these teeth. Maybe I'll show it this way, it might be easier. I don't know if you can see it. Might have to get it at a certain angle. Anyway, I don't know if I could show you. Maybe it's right there. You can see like a space in between a tooth. It's really cool. And it's hard to show it on this, but you could actually see there's a space between the teeth. I mean, and you could see, this is like really cool. You can see the space here between the eyes. It cracks me up. I mean, I can even go in later if you guys want and put resin in the eye here and fill in the pockets, and even in the mouth if you wanted to with a different color, like with, say you want me to do red here, put red in the eyes and red in the mouth if you wanted to make it even cooler, unless you want to just put your butts out in the eyes. It's up to you. But these will be $25 a piece. Up to 3 colors. And glitter, of course, is no charge if you wanted glitter. The mica flakes, which is the gold, silver leafing. Gold, silver, and copper leafing. Gold and silver leafing is not a big deal. If you want me to mix it in, I don't have a problem. If you want me to just mix it in. If you're asking me to go in and rub it into the skulls, or any of these pieces, I'm gonna charge you because that's a lot of time consumption. And trust me, to take a brush and put it in there, this stuff sticks to your fingers. And that's without resin or anything on your fingers. If you want me to really get into some serious details, I'm gonna charge you. And if you guys have ever worked with gold leafing or silver leafing, and copper, it gets kind of expensive. The rose gold is expensive. So yeah, I have just a teeny weeny little bit of that. So if that tells you something. But yeah, there's 3 spaces for cigarette butts. But if anybody wants these, 25 shipped, up to 3 colors, not a problem. And no charge for extra if you want me to put something in the eyes. But again, these are really cool. And Bailey, show this to your husband. Whichever one he doesn't want, I'll send to my brother. He just wants one. I think he just wants one because he's seen pictures of them already. And the only reason why I have not sent it out to you is because I had to, I was waiting on this one to be done to give your husband an option. And at the same time, I wanted to put the fire engine glaze on them so that it gave that extra protection to them. Wait until you guys see the other stuff I got coming because I'm going to be selling a lot of stuff. So I'm not setting up an Etsy store. I might post it on the page. You guys will just have to follow me. So it's just going to be, I'll show you what I have for sale and y'all just have to follow. So that's what's for sale. These are sold and taken or been called for. But at any point in time that you guys want a skull ashtray, just give me a holler. The price will hold. At $25, your custom colors of your choice. I have tons of colors. Just give me a holler. And I have about any color under the rainbow. And I got your back. It'll probably take me 2 weeks to get it to you because I have to make sure I have the resin in stock. And from the time that I start doing the colors, especially when I'm doing multicolors, and each layer takes 6 to 10 hours before I can pour another layer, and then days and days and days to dry, and then for me to get this on, and then our mailing system sucks. So yeah, it's gonna take me about 2 weeks to get it to you approximately. So I'm gonna say at least 2 weeks, but at the minimum 10 days. So yeah. So there you go. They're pretty cool. But Bailey, tell me which one your husband wants. The other one goes to my brother. And if you guys want, let me know. I can make you one alongside with the one that I'm looking at making. And if not, I'll make the one that I'm making. If somebody wants it, I'll sell it to you and I'll make me another one another time.